Fillmore is the show Fillmore, the animated series.
Okay, hold on.
Can I be honest with you?
No.
I can't think of an intro to this Fillmore video that isn't too boring or too cliche. It's an underrated gem that more people need to see. What is it nowadays?
They are everywhere.
Seriously though, what I mean isn't so much that it's unknown. I'm sure if I showed a certain age group this picture, they'll go, that's Fillmore, or reference a certain clip.
And one last thing, baby. That chicken.
Whoa, we'll get there. Hold your horses, zip your pants back up. Gosh.
Where's your mom? Wait till I tell her what you did.
It's underappreciated not only in its time for being such a great show in an era of many classics, but till this very day it's slept on in many aspects. Of course, the art style and jokes are A1, but the plots are insane and the references hold up. I don't watch cop dramas, but I got this one.
You're as solid as a Geodude using his hardened attack. Nothing could possibly.
The lessons and themes are very kids television, cliche, preachy, all that. Fillmore literally gives a speech almost every episode.
Speech, push me.
But them being told through the safer work police force set mainly in the confines of this massive middle school full of crazy kids with crazier ideas just works. It does.
It does.
Okay.
At numerous points, you'll be wondering, is it really that deep? She defaced multiple new bathrooms just so they would change materials. It is that deep. The level of dedication and seriousness these kids give to their schemes is mind-boggling and makes up for a lot of the show's shortcomings because you can really feel the passion from everyone who worked on it.
She's passionate.
Scott M. Gimple and the other writers use these limitations in creative and funny ways that will keep you engaged through admittedly lacking character writing and interactions. At any time, two kids who are just the best of friends can hate each other over something that could have been solved with like a 5-minute conversation. Well, they are kids, so maybe it's intentional and I'm getting worked. It also came out in 02 for middle schoolers and you're 20. Who said that?
Who said that?
I think this show deserves more than a, hey, I remember that shit. So that's why I will take on the selfless task of informing you about the insanity of Fillmore.
Put your hands in the air.
To start off, I'll take you to the 3rd episode.
A worm in our midst.
This is a perfect example of the lengths these kids will go to get what they want. Even the seemingly inconspicuous ones like the book club.
The book club is trying to have a discussion about the shortage of Lloyd Alexander books in the...
Discuss they did. These pompous asshats decide they're the only ones to truly understand and appreciate and love literature, so they should be able to read what they want when they want. Since they can't, their leader Noah decides it's time to take matters into their own hands. Using his knowledge of the system and the trust of their sweet librarian, the book club pulls off the biggest heist in ex-middle school history.
Where are all the books?
I don't know.
This ain't good.
Isn't.
Not only did they steal all the books, they came back to the crime scene to blame it on this thug, Tony Clementina. If it wasn't for Fillmore and Ingrid's hard-hitting detective work, and him being caught on camera, they probably would have gotten away with it.
If it weren't for you meddling kids.
I like the part when he's trying to run away and he throws the Great Escape at Fillmore.
Get it?
I say this is a perfect example because every kid that does these plans are just as irrational, impulsive, and selfish as them. Their problem? Not enough books to read. Their solution isn't go to a public library, go to a bookstore, stand around and read everything, beg their parents for books. Nah. They taking them all, framing this guy and crying about their innocence.
But what about our innocence, man? You're guilty.
Fun fact, in the pilot, this storyline was teased in the newspaper. It also has Frankie Muniz. Give it up for Frankie Muniz, everybody! Next up is the episode,
A Cold Day at X.
where these 5 kids really want to pass their pre-algebra test and really don't want to study for it, so they decide they're going to steal it before it happens. After their plan to steal the test leaked to the teacher, she did this though.
I'll be keeping it here in my desk drawer and leaving it unlocked.
What's supposed to be a lesson about honor and integrity, they just see as fresh meat, easy pickings. Shit, I don't blame them either. Now, I wouldn't single out this group theft if it wasn't for what happened next.
The sudden and unexpected storm system has paralyzed the region, causing business and school cancellations.
School's out for a freak snowstorm, and instead of studying or just chilling out playing the game or some shit, they trek through the snow to break into the school and nab the test.
Are you mad, woman?
They're not the only ones with that idea. Our main man Fillmore, who tipped off the teacher and witnessed her put the answer key on display, thought 2 steps ahead, expected them to do this, and camped the classroom overnight. Fillmore's probably the craziest kid at that school if we keeping it a bean. Anything they do, he'll come back 10 times harder. The two factions run around the empty school like we all dreamed of back then until eventually learning a lesson about trust. All they needed were some Nerf guns, really. This one has Holland Taylor as the teacher. Whoa! Not every kid does an over-the-top scheme in bad faith, like in the episode
Next stop, Armageddon.
I Give You Oscar.
A 5th generation track layer.
Unfortunately for him, the model train industry isn't thriving as much as his model train selling family would want it to, so they decide to move out of Minnesota.
I miss Minnesota.
Oscar not being too keen on this staged a large-scale, convoluted train crash resulting in hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in damages. You know those trains cost money, thus creating demand for model trains and keeping his family business alive in Minnesota. Not in bad faith, just utterly selfish and reckless. And kind of dumb, because like, what about when they buy a model train? At some point, they're going to have a model train, and then they won't need to buy another model train, then he's going to be back where he was, trying to need to like sell a model train, like whatever. Or in the episode,
Test of the Tested.
all bro, this is bro by the way, Elliot, all bro wanted was a girlfriend. Yeah, he stole all the standardized tests in the mascot uniform, meaning they'd have to retake them. And yeah, he tied himself up to look like a victim and not a suspect, but he did it for love. They did it for some dumb books. He did this out of passion.
A tragic tale of romance, passion.
And it worked, what can he say? Other examples of the loony antics going on between these halls include, but is not limited to, a chess personality sending himself threats because he's nervous to compete, a girl using a wheelchair so she doesn't have to walk, Girl Scout street gangs, smuggling counterfeit baseball card supplies across the Canadian border. That's the chicken episode y'all were looking for.
Was dry. Real dry.
And a mom breaking into her neighbor's house to make sure her son's Tamagotchi is dead and he finally interacts with real people. That one's my favorite.
I'm getting out of here.
Contrary to what I'd have you to believe, these acts are not special to their school and town, but a worldwide occurrence.
Time to take our chaos worldwide!
In the episode,
South of Friendship, North of Honor.
Fillmore visits his old partner Wayne at his new school in Tennessee. This school is no better than X, and shit might be worse. They got kids riding hogs in the hallway. The safety patrol is corrupt, the sheriff yells at his officers, makes up new rules whenever he sees fit, and he's the principal's son, so I'm sure they're scared to do anything.
Fetch me some sticky buns, boy!
And he got just as many loose screws as the rest of them. Him and a bunch of his affocers stole a large batch of season's pralines.
400 boxes.
Pralines he knew that were gonna fund the school, but he don't care, he's the sheriff. Making the boxes look like bricks in the vault so everybody goes on a wild goose chase and him and his lackeys take them later and sell them, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
And finally, winning the award for most batshit insane plotline,
Codename Electric Haircut.
these girls Gladys and Yumi hate the social structure of X Middle School. They feel like the popularity imbalance is unfair and point out the division in the populace, the have and the have-nots.
The haves run this place. Everybody loves them and ignores us.
They feel, mostly Yumi, like the playing field needs to be leveled, so they created Electric Haircut,
Yes, sir. I sure like cutting hair.
a virus that would expose all the files, passwords, and stupid pictures of every registered X Middle School student to prove that the popular kids are just like everyone else. Cause when everybody's weird,
No one will be.
that's not all. Before Gladys could go through with it, she had a change of heart, but instead of explaining to her friend that this probably isn't a good idea and might not work out in their favor, she comes up with a way better plan. What was I thinking?
You're a stupid man! A stupid man!
In an attempt to never see Yumi again so she can save her from herself, she lied and said she was moving.
When my family was actually just moving across town.
Donned the name Alexis and became almost everything her friend hated, actually. She was popular, a cheerleader, had a boyfriend. Everything was looking up Alexis until Yumi found her, put two and two together, and blackmailed her to complete the project.
I see you. No, you don't.
Honestly, I can't tell who got it worse. They were meant to be friends for real. Obviously, Yumi got some screws loose thinking this would work, but then there's Gladys. Instead of saying, hey Yumi, we might be taking this a little too far, she dipped, re-rolled her character, and assimilated with the other side. She's not okay either.
To the other side. Other side. Other side.
Of course, in the end, Yumi realizes she's tripping and everyone can be friends. Yay! Gladys takes the name...
Gladexis.
Is that an allegory? Was this whole episode an allegory? I'm not smart enough for that. Somebody please let me know. I love Fillmore, and these insane convoluted plot lines are a big part. I didn't cover much of the emotional beats because I highly recommend you watch that for yourself to get full context and scope for these examples, because that makes it even better in my opinion. But I really wanted to show off the crazed lunatics that go to this school, the future psychopaths of tomorrow, if you will. And the last Fillmore video is still getting views. Let's see what this one do. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that. Do it all. Click all the buttons. Any button you can think of, click it, please. Thanks for watching the Phineas and Ferb video. That shit's still going up. Love you all. Love myself. Love yourself. World out to the moon. Let's go. Boom.